Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to have you tonight for a nice garden tour. I actually have no idea if it grew since last time. Of course it did, but I can't remember my last garden tour. I'm just going to do a quick greenhouse tour because this place is going crazy. I have a lot of lessons learned with the greenhouse this year. I actually can't wait for next year to try some stuff. I am still excited by my greenhouse right now because look at this. I have here 2 tomato plants with some beans. I don't really harvest the beans though because I have some tomatillos there and tomatillos there going crazy. But the nice thing about these is that they do bring in a lot of pollinators. It's crazy, they just go crazy over the tomatillo plants. So that's why I don't go and harvest there much. This is one of the lessons I've learned. I'll talk to it eventually in a specific video. On this side I do have some tomato plants that I did not do anything with them. I decided to just let them crawl. I'm just there. I just can't. I just want to just lay low right now and just like do some low maintenance stuff. I'm just tired of the big maintenance stuff. It was really a big year, honestly. We did start from nothing and I think we did pretty well. I say we, but it's mostly me. I did have some small help though. In this bed I have 4 tomato plants that are going crazy. I have I'll turn you guys around. I have out there some huge pineapple. I wrote anana, which is pineapple. I don't know if I translated it myself. I can't remember from where I bought it, so I don't know if you guys can see very much. Let's come from this side. We have a bunch of huge tomatoes here that I can't wait to taste. I just cross my fingers for the slugs to not eat them. I do have some. This is a yellow variety. This one is actually this tree, this plant, but these ones are here and they're growing all the way here. I do have some berries, crazy cherry tomatoes here, which I'm eating a ton. I did start pruning my plants to have them before fall. And these guys, I don't know what this is either. I know it's I think these are all some sort of yellow tomatoes, so I'm gonna see. Oh, I do have some some beans out here. Wow, okay, I'm gonna have to come here and harvest these tomorrow most likely. So that's about it for the greenhouse. I have some sort of broccoli out there. I don't know what it is. I have some tomato plants. I have some sort of squash down there. But same thing as the beans. I just don't go there because this is usually during the day it is just infested with pollinators, bees and bumblebees and stuff like that, which is nice. We do have a mess. We do have a mess everywhere. That's one thing. But I have some carrots here that we've been harvesting slowly but surely. This is, I think, some parsnip. It is the only thing other than carrots that I planted here to make a specific recipe. And if I check, there seems to be something that looks like a parsnip in there. So I don't think this is some weed. Comment down below if you can confirm to me that this is parsnip, but I am pretty sure it is. I have some weeds. I have some pepper plants that I can't wait to see what this is. I think this is some jalapeno plants. I'm not sure. Oh, I did tag it. Let's see. Can I read this? I think it is corbaci. Corbaci I think I will need to check on that to see when this is ready. These guys here too, so note to self, courgette grows well. We do have some pickling cucumbers here that we've been eating raw like that. But note to self, one plant is not enough. I just didn't know it was pickling cucumbers when I put them there. So I can't really make pickles out of them because there's not enough at the same time. But I will buy this weekend from the market some tomatoes and some pickling cucumbers just to do that. And this is a note to myself. I will probably buy some specific varieties that will grow nicely in the greenhouse for next year to be able to have a good amount of them. So on this side of the garden we have this bed that I honestly did not really care for very much. We have some other berries, crazy cherry tomatoes here that I will grab a few of them, and I'm gonna make some brown butter tomatoes. If you listen to Roots and Refuge Farm, she had that recipe and I'm just crazy about it for these days. Look at these slugs. Oh my gosh, I just hate them. There's so many of them. I do have some yellow pear tomatoes here. I have to say I'm not a fan. I find that they are sort of pasty. I will probably harvest them and make some paste with them along with the tomatoes I'm gonna buy, because I'm not sure I'm gonna have enough tomatoes at the same time to do some paste and stuff like that, which is why I'm just ordering some. So these guys are garden peach. I can see they probably all have a tag down there, but it's just so bushy. I did not take care of them very much. I do see some more slugs. I'm gonna take them off. In this bed I did have some garlic, and what else? I did have something. I think I had some radishes. I did try to plant some carrots. I see I have one here along with the slug that is growing, but I failed so much with carrots this year. I failed so much. I literally planted like hundreds and hundreds of carrots and I have maybe like 12. Oh well. So I did plant my onions here that will be ready to harvest during the fall. This is actually the entrance of the garden, so we'll check this out. On this bed I did not take care of it really well either, but we do have some tomatoes. I need to prune this to make sure these tomatoes will be ripen in the next weeks. I do have some pepper plants that do not seem to do very well here. We'll see. This was planted so late. I did not have much expectation for it. I believe these are courgettes too. This is nice. On this other bed, it's funny because I did plant some corn in the field and they did like meh. And these guys, I was just lazy. I left them outside in a bin for weeks and weeks and weeks and they just grew well. So they're not really tall. I don't know how they're supposed to grow, honestly, because we do have some sort of growing going on, and I really don't know how I know it's supposed to be taller than that, but I have no expectations really. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to grow these in the future. These guys here, that's so funny. You might remember that I did some winter sowing in the winter and spring, and I had dozens and dozens of jugs with. I tried most of the varieties I had. I was just so curious about it, and it did nothing. I will try it again. Maybe I failed. Maybe I did not water them when they needed to or whatever, but it didn't do anything. So I was opening my jugs here and dropping them in here, and opened one that had all these little plants in it. Those plants are my Wonderberries. So if you've been following me, you might remember that I had one box of seeds that somehow, I don't know how, because I never took them out, got some humidity in them, and all the packets just were wasted. They were full of moisture and stuff. So I said, the heck, I'm just gonna do some stuff with them. I tried to plant some in soil directly, but I did take a few of them and winter sowed them, and these are the only guys that survived. I don't know what will happen with them because they're still really tiny, but they do have some flowers. We'll see what happens with that. On this other side, I wanted to do some sort of barrier in here. So on this side, I decided to plant some, on my last video, I was always confusing strawberries and raspberries. These are raspberries. I know what they are. I don't know why I confused them that much. I was like, why are you saying that? Whatever. These are raspberries that are going to do some sort of a little fence. I wanted to have them here. I do have some other, but they're a little bit far from here. I was thinking these will be next to where the kids play. Kids will be able to eat some. It's my little fantasy. I did plant some tomatoes here like I did on the other side, but these guys are probably not do very well. I'm gonna prune them soon, really soon, maybe tomorrow, to just have them this height and maybe produce some stuff. I still have on this side some squash, some flowers, and these are my grapes. Grapevines that, I mean, they're not growing because they're grapevines and they will eventually grow. So that's the front part of the garden. If we continue our way inside of it, I don't know how. I think I will try next year to have my squashes grow in my arc trellises, but clearly we really did not have a proper summer for not squash, melons. But you'll see later we have some nice trellises. These are some Determinate tomatoes that I did not do anything with it. You might remember that this is a bed that I just threw stuff in it. If I didn't know where to put a plant, I put it in there, and we might have some beautiful sunflowers. We will have some beautiful sunflowers. They might not be ready to harvest before frost. Here we have this bed. I don't know what's going on. I did not amend this bed really much. It was the last bed I did. So the plants really did not grow that much here, and they're not doing like really well. But they still have some tomatoes, so I'm confident we're gonna have at least something. We're gonna have slugs, that's for sure. On this side we have our crusney. I'm gonna call it crusney. I'm sorry if that's not how it's called. I can't wait to show you guys what this is. This is a root vegetable that is harvested, I think, sometime in September or October. But they're doing well, so I'm really happy about that. We do have Cibuleta's baby here. Our flowers are doing well, but next year I think I'm gonna grow something more beautiful in here. I did not succeed really well in growing flowers, except these guys, which are, I can't remember the name honestly, but I did start these guys from seeds. Oh my gosh, look at these. They just eat everything. I need to put some wood chips around everything around here. It did help a lot when I started putting some wood chips. On this side, on the other hand though, I did have a nice celery harvest. These guys are actually my second round, which is really nice. And I'm still gonna remove these guys. I did have some dill growing out here, but I just forgot to harvest it. So it's going to seed, and we're gonna see what happens with these guys next year. These guys, I don't know what's the name. I just know I know it's a common vegetable. I don't eat these guys, but it grows really well here, so I was thinking, might as well try it out. It was on sale. I think it was something like $3 for the 4 of them. So this bed, not doing really well. I was not expecting much more than that, since, like I said, it's the last one I did prepare. I did not really amend it, not at all, actually. And so, I mean, I just wanted to have something in it. You gotta do what you gotta do. So on this side, this bed is not bad, but these tomatoes, I did plant them, all these beds. This one, this one, this one, this one, and the other one out there are tomatoes I did plant like later. So they did not grow that much. I did not even stake them yet. I won't. I think I will prune them soon to at least be able to have something from them. My dill here is also going to seed, but it's no big deal. I do have some pepper problems, I think. They all seem to rot on the plant. This one is one I removed because it was rotten. These are chocolate peppers, and they don't grow really big. They're really small. And one I'm thinking I harvested maybe I don't know, maybe 3 of them, and I did have maybe 5 rotted on the plant. So I don't know. Better luck next time. And these are peppers too, they just didn't do anything. So I will probably remove these guys soon and plant some carrots here. I'm gonna try the plank with the wood plank tip to try it out, because I really want some carrots. This arch trellis here is actually doing pretty well. I'm starting to have some beans from these guys, and I find them so gorgeous. I just love. The reason I bought them was for the red flowers, and I must say I love it. Maybe next year I will plant them more densely. I did plant one per square. Maybe next time it's gonna be 2, because it's not super dense, and I might start them inside so they can grow taller faster. I will see if they all reach the top. I wish they do, but we do have some, 1 of them, 2 of them, few of them. They might all reach, I don't know. This bed here, not taking I did not take care of it much either. Some same thing goes with the peppers. I think I might get them stolen. You know, this is right on the edge of the garden. Maybe they're getting stolen. That might be a possibility, because I find it odd that they that was a slug. I hate these guys, my gosh. That's a possibility. I find it odd that they did not grow anything. They all have these little buds. They had them for a while, but nothing grew here. I do have my cucumber here that is growing. It's doing something. I had 2 survive from seeds, and I gave 1 of them to my sister-in-law, and she's starting to have some melons, and I do too. Not melons, I mean, but cucumbers. Can we see the little cucumber growing here? So I really can't wait to taste these guys. I do have some melons there, still not growing. But this one is doing really well. I have some cucumbers that is finally climbing. When we started to have some warmer nights, they started producing and climbing. So I don't know what this guy is. Can I see what it's growing? I think this might be a green apple cucumber. We will see. I do have some beets under there that I can't wait to harvest and see what's going on with them. All my leaves are twisted like that. These tomatoes, I need to prune them too, really soon. I do have my 2 most beautiful peppers here. I don't know which variety it is. Do I have? I did not write it down. I have some other ones here, which is nice. I'm crossing my fingers so that they can actually reach their full color before it's too cold. These guys are some of my most productive cucumber plants. These are some suyo long, so I have some nice cucumbers coming. This one is the biggest for now. I did harvest one yesterday, but they're supposed to get really bigger than that, and I have a lot more of them coming, which is really nice. I do have some beans here too, and this one is my green apple cucumbers. I did harvest and taste my first one yesterday, so I could have harvested these guys today, but I want to have more of them because I need to share them eventually. Unfortunately, I can't eat them all by myself. The kids can't wait to taste these guys. They taste like cucumber, not a really special taste, but they're fun to eat. On this side, I have some cucumbers that are not growing. Oh, I have another one. Green apple tomato, not tomato. I mean cucumber. These are bush beans that are doing really well. I did harvest them yesterday. I was able to. I forgot some here. I was able to produce enough for my dinner and to can 2 jars, 2 500 millimeters jar. So it's not too bad. I thought it was more than that. We'll see what happens with the next harvest of them. On this side, I actually did not. Oh, look at these guys. Ugh. I can really see where I have wood chips and where I don't. I don't have any here, and these are infested with these guys. But I do have my first real. Oh, get out of there! It's the first time I actually see a real, a real bundle of cabbage. I'm happy about that. I'm not a huge fan of cabbage, but still happy to see this. I have a nice cauliflower soon ready here, and some other cabbage. So these guys will be ready eventually, and they have no problem. I think they stunted with the heat we had during the day. The one that was helping our other plants, they stunted these guys. On the other side, this is the celery patch, which is doing really well. I'm just waiting before harvesting them because I need more carrots. I want to use them to do some spaghetti sauce. So I'm gonna buy carrots from local farmers and do some sauce with it. The tomato plants here are really not doing that well. The main thing here is our snap peas, and I've been harvesting these guys. Each day we've had snacks and eating them as veggies during our meals. So I'm really glad about that. The kids are starting to get tired of it. I'm not. At first I didn't think I had enough of them because I only had like 5 or 6 per day. But at this point I have more. I have enough of them. I would say maybe next year would be a good thing to have maybe another side like this, to have an abundance of them. But we're doing really well with these guys. Hey Minou! Salut! We do have our only successful squash here. I'm waiting for this guy to grow, but he seems to be jammed there, to be stuck there. I have some other squash here that is then doing nothing. I will probably remove it soon. And another one here, and another cauliflower here that's soon ready. I have, this is my other little patch of snap peas. This is my favorite bed. So it was more bushy last time I showed it to you, but I did trim it a lot, because I do need these tomatoes to ripen. And by doing so, I discovered slugs again, but that I did have a lot of tomatoes underground under there. These guys, I'm gonna let them fall because I did bring in here 2 toads yesterday and today. They were always under my garbage bins, and they were super huge. And I thought, oh well, you like living there, you're probably gonna like living in here. So I brought them here. I hope they do some sort of job with my slugs. I did bring some wood chips around here, which helped a lot, honestly. There's a lot of them. Look at these guys. I was here later and there was none of them. They really came. You can see it's almost night, and they really just all came out. So I'm gonna try to make them fall, and hopefully a few of them will get eaten during the night. So this side is the only place I didn't bring wood chips yet, and I can see there's usually a lot more slugs on this side. So this is it for this bed. I did harvest these also yesterday, the beans. It was fun. I like harvesting beans. I think they're full of surprises. I like bringing this up and seeing like a ton of beans hanging. I find it really satisfying. So we're gonna check out this last part. These guys, they surprised me so much. As I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of cabbage, but I was thinking I'm gonna learn to love them because where I live, I need to grow some stuff that will survive our summers and our fall. So I thought I'm gonna grow a lot of cabbage and broccolis and stuff like that. Basically, I thought all of this was cabbage, and I thought that I failed growing Brussels sprouts. Somehow the names must have been exchanged. Some kid must have played with it, because all of this is Brussels sprouts. And the nice part about this is that I love Brussels sprouts. So I am so happy to see that I did grow Brussels sprouts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Brussels sprout plants. I am so happy about that, and the nice part about it is that my kids sort of love Brussels sprouts. I do have a cauliflower hidden here, and freaking slugs. Ugh, I hate them. So I'm happy about that, because this is something I know I will be able to make my kids eat them. I actually like them roasted. Some of my kids do too, but they all like it when I cook them sort of like as kale chips. And the other side of this bed are my onions and another cucumber that might eventually do something. It needs to hurry up though. The onions that are going to be harvested eventually, really not right now. My cucumber is just not climbing at the right spot. So I need to hurry up because it's time to put the kids to bed. On this side of the garden, you can see it's still bushy and not much is happening. But I did plant some stuff because I did have it. I was thinking, why not coconut? So I can see a squash flower here, but I don't know where's the plant. Whoops. So these are some tomatoes, of course. There is somewhere in there a squash. I do have some sunflower here, and of course some slugs. I can't expect anything less than slugs when surrounded by that, like this. But this is something that's gonna grow, and we'll see what happens with it. We're planning in the next weeks, well, I mean, fall will come, and we're gonna have, this is gonna die down, so we're gonna see what we're doing, and it's gonna be less of a chore to do that. We're going to try and do something with it, bring some wood chips. I need to order some more wood chips. On the back here, this is something I don't come. This place is infested with slugs. Okay, I'm gonna stop repeating myself. You guys know it. Are there slugs here? Yes, there are. Yes, on this side I did plant some corn, and that's how it's looking. I thought they would all die, honestly, at first. They were not doing really well, but now, I mean, they look healthy. Look at this big stem, but I don't think they have enough time to do anything, honestly. I did plant some beans with them, but nothing really happened. This weed is just growing everywhere. So it's giving me a hard time. It's gonna give me a hard time too. I'm guessing this is the plant. It needs to be first fertilized. We'll see. I mean, we have nothing to lose. We have somewhere in there potatoes, and somewhere in here too. Let's see. My potatoes are somewhere in there. So when it's all gonna die, we're gonna harvest the potatoes. I don't want to go in there with, there's literally hundreds of slugs per square foot, and I have another patch of potatoes somewhere in there. I'm sure we're gonna have something, at least something. On this side, nothing really changed, I think. I didn't come here for at least a week. I'm gonna skip the small trees. I have one there. I have one here, which looks like it survived the winter, which is nice. Our strawberries are getting decimated by slugs. So sometimes we have another tree that survived. That's really nice. I did add one small tree here. This is a small tree that my sister-in-law, she has an apple tree on her property, in her yard, and this little tree was growing, so she did dig it up and gave it to me. We'll see what happens with it. So we can see something will eventually happen. We have a lot of Egyptian walking onions creeping out everywhere, which is nice. And here I am looking for the mushrooms I did plant, but I can't see any yet. But we do have some strawberries here that I'm gonna harvest, and I'm gonna eat them by myself. I don't have to share everything, right? But look, there's still some slugs. So today we're having, there is one huge on this one. So this is another tree. I can't remember all the trees. On this side we have this one is one tree that gives us hope. Oh, nice. We have a nice strawberry here. I have 3 of them, which is really nice. This tree is gonna eventually do something. I'm really happy about this one. I can't wait to see it's gonna be apples. I know, but it's at least it's surviving along with this one. I mean, of course they're surviving during summer, but they did survive our winter that was really, really, really cold. Looks like I spoke too fast, and I'm having a nice little strawberry harvest. I think I'm gonna share them. This one is eaten though. Ugh. And on this side I have the strawberries, the raspberries that are doing, I don't know, they didn't seem to flower much. But I mean, I'm not counting on these guys yet. Oh, oh, look at this. This though, this one is my first ever like golden white raspberry. So that is it for today. I'm just happy about this raspberry, honestly. I need to go inside now and share my treasures, and I'm really happy about the garden right now. It could be better, but I'm thinking it's my first year. It's great. I love it, and now like the biggest painful part is done about carrying soil and wood chips. I'm still doing some of it, but it's not like I'm not in a hurry to do it. So I really like that. I can just like mostly enjoy it right now. So thanks for hanging out with me, and see you next time. Bye.